when I, you know, some of the stuff that I had to witness, and when I kind of have my breakdown, there, I was just, I think I just knew that I was dealing with I feel in my own life, I've had so many moments, especially in this business and the way I've led my life, I've had so many moments that were life-changing or potentially life-changing. And I put myself there, you know, bringing up that fear and those nerves, and try to pull in all my energy, because I could feel the power of this man, this great man, even though he was a destructive man, but this great, tough son of a bitch, standing in this pool, knowing that everything was about to change, and holding all that energy and just and like so scared, like curled up in a way, like this baby. You know, that's how I kind of felt emotionally. Like it was all pulled up as I stood there with my hands crossed, like just despite the fact that I was desperately unhappy, I didn't want to let go. I didn't want, it's all I had. All I have is this. And by me going in that pool, I was handing it over to something else, and I didn't, you know, that was a horrific prospect, you know. I also felt like, I remember thinking, the preacher, you know, the priest who was the pastor, who was putting me in the water, I had this thing that as I was standing there, like at any point I might stretch out and rip his head off. No, really. So I tried to just play like literally this feeling of I could bite his head off or rip his head off. Just I was very on edge, you know. So yeah.
Were you ever worried about your safety in telling this story and given Sam's life and everything?
No. I was more worried when 300, you know, it just takes one person to take that the wrong way. In fact, we did have issues with 300. We had heightened security during the press tour, but I never really imagined the far-reaching arm of Sudanese terrorists. And that's the thing, again, the Lord's Resistance Army, who's really the people whose name we're questioning, are so distant, pathetic, you know, to kind of live out in the middle of nowhere, and, you know, but no, I didn't have any fear of recrimination from this.
So after Sam saw your portrayal of him, did he bring the gun out
again? He would have if I was in his house. I just don't know whether it was going to shoot me or to give me. But the writer, Jason, he did such a great job with this. You know, I mean, he gave more time than anybody to this, and going and hanging out with Sam, and you know, and it's just digging in, really getting to know him, and he went and screened it to Sam and his family, and he called me straight after. He was so excited. It was a great moment for me as well. You know, he was so excited, and he said he loved it. He loved it. He really got it. And he said, and Len had pulled him aside quietly at the end and said, he got him. He really got him. And that was a great moment for me. I mean, making movies it's very bizarre, because you do work really, not to sound like a whiny actor, but you do work really fucking hard. And you put in months and months, you know, sometimes up to like a year, and you often work 14-hour days, and you bust your balls, and you beat yourself up 6-day weeks all at a time. And it all comes down to, literally, for instance, my agent sometimes sees a screening before I do. It comes down to the first sound out of his mouth after he's seen that screening lets me know whether a year of my work was worth nothing, or whether a big, exciting journey is about to begin. Like this. How was it? Is he going to go, or is he going to go, it was, you know? And I've had many, and everything crashes in front of you. You know, it's very weird because you also know you've got the next 6 months to sit and talk about that damn movie. Just pretend you think it's great. It's people come in and go, yeah, nice weather.
Well, talking about movies, can you talk about some of the other things that you have coming up after this movie, like some of the projects that you have?
I have. Last year was my year for kind of maybe proving myself and making no money. So I made Machine Gun Preacher in a Shakespeare movie. So I did Coriolanus, which coincidentally was my first ever professional job as an actor. Shakespeare play. And I have a really kind of great story of how I got that role, but it's always been very important to me, even though in the play I think I said 5 lines. It was just part of the ensemble. And so it's nice when that suddenly comes back and is presented to you, and the name Coriolanus is on the front, but they say Ralph Fiennes is directing this and he wants you to play, opposite him. It was a great moment. And the movie has turned out fantastic. I'm really happy with it. And Vanessa Redgrave, and Bryan, and to stand up there, and this is that excites me. It's one of the things. There's many things I don't like about myself, but one of the things I like is that I love a challenge, even one where it was a true challenge that I can make a fool of myself in front of a lot of people, like taking on the Phantom of the Opera, or even I don't know, Leonidas, but this especially, Shakespeare opposite Ralph Fiennes and Vanessa Redgrave, and so. And I went for it, and I'm really happy with how it turned out. And even if it hadn't turned out, I'd have been proud of myself just for jumping in there. But the movie is I just think it's a very powerful piece.
Well, it's like coming full circle too.
It's like coming full circle for me, yeah. So I should just quit now.
Not until How to Train Your Dragon 2 comes out.
Oh yeah, and then actually I've started. I forgot about that. I never thought I would get to the stage of my career where I would forget about projects I was working on. Just one job. Please give me one job. Now I'm like, oh yeah, of course I have that one. How to Train Your Dragon. I just did the first recording of that. They did that in an unusual way. Normally you go in and